All the way live in a Hennessy VSOP lounge one time, and I'm about to bring my brother to the stage. My man been doing big things. He got the most incredible show, and hopefully y'all get to see it tonight. I want you to show some love for the one, the only Joey Badass one time, y'all. Show your love. The American Badass himself, the man of the hour. What's up, Star?
I used to feel so devastated.
It's going down. Thank you, DJ.
Shall we see?
He gave you the hook, like half the hook on the joint.
I used to feel.
And faded it out. Joey's in the building. Brother, what's happening, man? What's going on?
Hey, man, I'm feeling good. I'm just, I'm kind of surprised how this turned into the little grown and sexy lounge since the last time I've been.
It was like a month last time he was here, too. So he walked in like, wow.
Yeah, like, damn.
Drinks and stuff like that?
I got y'all grown and sexy on real quick,
little something. We won't do the wobble after this. We're going to bring it back.
Oh, man, that's too far back, Big Vaughn. You got it.
I'm sorry.
Got to keep it 10 years and better.
You know the wobble never died, man. We can do it.
Okay.
Who know how to wobble up in here? See, you been on see, either you been
he all by himself on it too.
But I bet he do it mean though. He be out there throwing shoulders. What's been going on since the last time I seen you, man?
Shit, honestly, when was the last time you see me? Like
about a month, right
ago?
when the album was about to drop, and you had a big tour coming, and you disguised. He told me to my face. He was like, "Yo, I got a big tour. I didn't really know it." And then next day, he just told everybody. And now it's out here the biggest tour on the streets, and it's running out there, and it's crazy.
So the tour, tour started about a week ago. Tour is phenomenal. Like them crowds is amazing. Shout out to Logic. We on the road together. For those of y'all who don't know, I can't imagine y'all don't know though. but yeah, I bought my mom a house since the last time you see me.
Swear to God.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah.
How'd you do it? Not how'd you buy it, but like
legal money.
No. Like, did you tell? Like, you say, "Mom, let's go for a ride," and just like.
Well, honestly, it was like a 2-year-long process because we was really trying to figure out where we actually wanted to live. Like, you know what I mean? Where we wanted to own the property at. And at first it was Atlanta, then it was this place, and it was that place. But my mom ain't really want to leave too far from New York, so that's what we kept it. We kept it, in the state, and now it's lit.
Yo, how's that feel, man? You did it, man.
Honestly, it's the greatest feeling ever. Like we haven't even fully moved in, but by the time I come off tour, she will be living there. So like coming home off of tour, walking into the new house, like I already know that feeling is gonna be like too much. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be crazy. Like it's gonna be super sentimental.
Has she been bragging to the aunties and the other cousins?
Oh yeah, everybody that came to the house and seen it already, even though we ain't even living there.
Yeah. Y'all gonna be the talk of the reunion. Joey bought me that house, y'all.
Oh yeah, all the family barbecues is gonna be at our crib from now on. So it's lit.
Now the new album's been out, it's been running, it's been doing incredible.
Yeah.
You been making some new music, or you been riding with that? Or you gonna make them simmer with that for a while?
Oh, I'm always making new music. I just actually dropped three new tracks not too long ago, like 2 weeks ago. Make some noise if y'all heard that joint, by the way. Yeah. So I plan on just feeding my fans more and more because the thing is, like, a lot of people don't know I have like a very big work ethic. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a worker. When I hit the studio, I'm recording at least 3 tracks, but not like 9 times out of 10, I end up with about 100 tracks after a year that never fit into an album that I'm making. So it's like I got all this unreleased music that's good music, but it just don't necessarily fit into the conceptual albums that I produce. So I've decided to just, let them go. You know what I'm saying? And there's going to be a whole bunch of more just loose Joey Badass music coming in the near future. So look out for that.
So you're going to Tupac us. You're going to make a whole library of records and sit on them?
I mean, that's the thing. Like, God forbid if I
not that.
If I pass away and shit. Nah, but real shit. Like, I want to put my shit out.
Right.
I don't want to God forbid pass away and then now there's other people that's responsible for putting my shit out because they will never know how I wanted it to roll out. And you know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to get everything off my chest while I can, like while I'm here.
Now, when you're doing this, I'll be watching all your interviews and all YouTube and stuff like that. I know you enjoy the music part. I know you enjoy the whole process. Do you enjoy the media part of it? of the talkings and the questions of like,
Nah.
or sometimes you go in there and you want to talk about your album, and they be like, so Joey, how you feel about so and so beefing? You be like, I don't know those niggas.
Oh, I mean, it's whatever. Like honestly, I be like more inclined to talk about some shit that ain't got nothing to do with me.
Don't you ever want to walk in and be like, look, I don't know them, don't ask that. I'm here to talk about this.
Nah, I mean, you know, I'm super opinionated, so I guess I'll just be like, all right, you want to know my opinion, Pat? This is what I think. You know what I'm saying? Just be straight up with me, I guess, you know?
So what's the next thing we gotta look forward to, man? Besides this incredible tour, I feel like y'all gonna do 2 legs. I feel like it's so strong. Y'all did 2 nights a night, and I feel like y'all gonna come back around for some reason. Y'all gonna do it like the Beatles.
I don't think so.
No,
Nah.
you psyched me out last time. As we told me, well, you know, I'm putting together a little something. That was too large.
Little song, you know. Well, you know, I got the Europe tour after this. So does he. We on 2 different, like, you know, I'm doing my headline, he doing his headline. So, you know, that's how we gonna move with it. But yeah, you know, we just gonna keep working hard. That's pretty much all it is to do, right? You know what I'm saying?
It's still phenomenal to go across the seas and hear people that don't speak no English singing your words word for word. You still trip you out?
Yeah, it still tripped me out to this day. I mean, you know, just even getting older and just understanding things differently. Like, you know, the more wiser I get, like every time I come back to that land, it's like, wow, like these people really barely know English, but they know every word to my song.
That's crazy.
It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
They asked me earlier to ask you. They said you had a conversation with Jay-Z to help inspire the 444.
It wasn't off of a conversation. It was just basically off of the music and the doings and the energy that's in the air.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to ask me that.
They asked me that before I walked in.
We was joking about that.
They hit me with the paper like, yo, ask him with it one time. I said, okay. Because I got to hear the answer to this one. Like, you said, hey, Hov. What you need to do is...
No. It did not happen like that at all. It wasn't based off of a conversation. It was just basically based off of what's going on. And, you know, a lot of people, because of the media, you know, they misunderstood what I was trying to say. Like, I was even trying to say I single-handedly inspired it. I'm saying myself, Kendrick, Cole, Vic Mensa, all of us coming forward in this new generation and taking the stand to talk about the things that people don't like to talk about. You know what I'm saying? To talk about the things that we speak for a whole bunch of people who have no voice. You know what I'm saying? And for Jay-Z, you know, this is something that's a little new for him. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't always been a super outspoken artist when it comes to speaking, you know, on these topics. You know what I mean? Like, if he was, it was a little bit like really decoded and you had to really dive beneath the surface. But on this album, he really brought it to the forefront. So yeah, what I said is I feel like I was an inspiration to that because I am one of the leaders of this new generation promoting that message. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, just like myself, Kendrick, Cole, Vic Mensa, if we wasn't doing that as the youngins, you know what I'm saying, I doubt the old, like, you know, maybe he still would have done it. But, you know, that's just the way I feel. I don't care. You can shoot me down.
Gave him a little help. Gave him a little nudge. Told him to jump into it.
You gave him a little nudge, a little inspiration. Like, especially when you got, you know, 22-year-old cats, 23-year-old cats really speak on these important things and make the older generation be like, damn, like, shit, like, all right, word. Like, that's what the young people is doing? They making that shit cool now again? Bet. Like, I've been wanting to educate, but I just didn't think that my message would get across. Bet I feel comfortable to do it now. And, like, I know that based on my conversations that I've had with Puff, you know what I'm saying, in person. Like, he specifically told me, like, yeah, man, like, I'm back on my shit now too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pushing to be a little bit more outspoken now too. Like, you've inspired me to do that. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, that's what it is. You know, so to the people out there who don't know Joey Badass and haven't heard the album, you can keep thinking I'm crazy or whatever, but I know what I'm talking about.
But everybody here know, correct?
People be so mad.
That's what it is, man. Yo,
so
Hennessy, is this the joint right here? They've made you a custom Hennessy bottle.
Another one?
Yes.
Damn.
They want to make sure you are staying with it the whole
Y'all must be
what's
seeing
right.
them pictures that I be posting in the club, double fisting the Henny bottles.
So tonight is the night. It's going to be the show of all shows. Y'all brothers seen it? Was incredible? Incredible?
Tonight gonna be crazier though, I ain't gonna lie.
packed
I'm
houses.
sorry if you came yesterday and shit. Yesterday was lit though, you know what I mean? I could just still hear the echo at the back of the bitch and all that.
It was good though. It's gonna be y'all had a good one.
Yeah.
You were gonna do it.
You know what I'm saying? You know what? I'm gonna remove 10% energy from my body for tonight.
Just to even it out
Just
and make it fair.
You know what I'm saying? Make it fair. Like, yeah.
Joey Badass in the building, man. Give it up for him one time. Before we ride out, you got anything you want to say to your people, man?
Hey, is there any questions anybody got out there for me? I'd love to answer with any questions you guys
We'll
have.
do the Q&A.
My man right here in the PE shirt. So Chuck Strangers, I'm glad he asked that question right there. So last week we just shot Chuck Strangers' first music video, and we getting ready to roll out his first debut project. So I'm on there, Kirk is on there, me and Chuck got some just free Lucy's coming on the way too. So I'm really excited about Chuck Strangers' project because that shit is like super raw, super uncut, and is an element that's, I believe, is missing from the game. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Yeah. My man. That wobble, man. Trying to get serious on me. So your song on the Murray.
And wobble at the same time.
So on the song American Idol, like, where were you going through? Like, what was your thought process on making that song?
So I made American Idol and For My People in the same day. Wait. No, I made American Idol and the intro, Good Morning America, in the same day. And you know, my inspiration behind it was, of course, everything that was going on around me, going on at the time in the country, and it is still going on. But like, I don't really know. Like, when I heard the instrumentation for that song come together, and shout out to DJ Khalil because he really opened my mind on how to make music. He's the one who produced that. When I heard the music, it just really pulled out, you know, this side of me or this voice in me, this vessel in me, you know what I mean? And it just really called me to the forefront to say those things that was on my mind. And honestly, to me, it was almost like a kamikaze mission. I was like, look, I'm just going to light this track up with the truth and everything I think it needs, you know what I'm saying? Everything I want to say to the world. I wasn't even thinking that it would be the last song on my album. I was just giving it everything I had in the moment, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not sure if this answers your question, but that's just, you know, how I did it. That's just how it was made, man. It was like a blackout, to be real. And when it came to the speech at the ending, I knew that was like the icing on the cake for that song, you know what I mean? Like, I never really got into that poetic type of mode when I was making music. I just knew it was something special about that record. The moment we finished recording, I was like, damn, this is like top 5. You know what I mean? Like, by far, one of the best records I've ever made. Yeah. Word. I'm not sure if that answers your question. Okay, cool.
In your music, you talk a lot about spirituality.
Yeah.
And I was wondering how being famous or just being in the music industry in general interferes with being spiritual.
It interferes so much because, you know, you're constantly on the go. Spirituality, like, a lot to do with that is meditation. Having yourself stop and really taking everything in, you know what I mean? Taking time to plan your next step, to think about your experiences. And, you know, with this career, I'm very limited to doing that. Like, it's a blessing when I get to meditate. Like, oh, damn, like, I got a second of free time. Like, let me try to meditate. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, meditate is probably the last thing for me to do in my free time. When I get free time, it's like, damn, like, let me call my mom. You know what I'm saying? Let me call my dad. Let me check in on my family. Like, so, you know, it's really hard balancing the musical career and, you know, trying to stay 100% spiritual all the time. But I mean, it is, you know, it is something I'm totally about. So I always make sure I find the time to, you know what I'm saying, return to that. Like, when I wake up in the morning, I thank the Lord. It's the first thing I do. I pray, you know what I'm saying? thank you for giving me another chance. Thank you for continuing to give me the strength I need to proceed. You know what I mean? So I try to do it the best I can, but it is very hard, I must say. Like, you know, it's so hard that meditation is something that I write in my to-do list. You know what I mean? Like, to do. And I give myself a 10% bonus if I do that. Because that's how hard it is. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
That was a good one. Who else got another question up here? Uh-oh. Gotta get to him. Run fast, Jay. You can do it real quick, duck into.
Was at the show last night, man. Show was incredible. You did your thing.
Thank you, brother.
I wanted 2 questions for you because I know that you were a Dr. Umar fan. Last time I was
Yes,
here, we
sir.
chopped it up about it. So I want to know how you felt about his Breakfast Club interview, and then the new school
Which
top
one?
5, the most recent one.
Was that this year?
Yeah, the one this year.
I don't think I got a chance to see that fully yet.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can't really comment on that, but continue.
Last one is, so at a new school, the new generation of artists, outside of yourself, who's top 5? Like, who do you listen to? Who motivates you to want to get into the studio and just put out more projects?
Badass. Nah,
That's all we need.
nah. Honestly speaking, for the new school, I say is K-Dot, Cole, myself, Chance, and that 5th spot is competing. Like, as far as the shit that I believe is like, you know, because I could easily put Drake in there, but I wouldn't put Drake in there because he's, and I love Drake's music, but he's a different top 5. You know what I'm saying? If we talk about biggest rappers or best rappers or greatest rappers, then, you know, I put him in that current top 5. But for new school top 5, I'd say those 4 for sure. And I'll leave that last spot open just so, you know, the internet don't beat me up and shit.
When you grade your rappers, what do you grade them by?
I grade them by skill, you know, technical skill, lyricism, flow, and message, substance.
So you don't take tone into it? Because sometimes they have good tone, but they don't have the good words, so we still give them that.
I do take tone into it, but that's just a different classification of rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was talking about this shit in a recent interview I did too with Montreal about how I feel like rap needs to be more classified into, like, you know, the subgenre. It needs to be recognized for the subgenres that it has, you know, produced over the years. Like, you know, there's trap now, there's always been, you know, lyrical, conscious rap, whatever the fuck you want to call that. But there's trap. They got, like, auto-tune shit. And it's all different. It's really all different, and they stand out in their own lights. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to tone, I think number 1 for tone of this generation is Young Thug. Like, he introducing a whole different, and, you know, you guys could disagree. I don't give a fuck. But, like, you know, when it comes to, like, just tone and a fucking new sound. Like, did y'all hear the new song he got with Chance the Rapper? You hear that second verse Young Thug got? That was fucking a next level new tone. Like, I've never heard anybody rap like that in my life. Like, like, that's skill though. Like, you can't write that. You know what I'm saying? Like, as an MC, like, I understand the mechanics behind those words, and that's not anything you can write. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's coming up with that shit just in the moment. Like, he just get in the booth, you know what I'm saying? He do whatever substance abuse you do, you know what I mean? And then he just let it rip, you know what I'm saying? It's just straight how he feel, and that shit is crazy to me. But I wouldn't put him in, you know, what my definition of, you know, how I grade rappers, you know what I'm saying? But I put him in his own field, his own lane. And word. And he was shining that lane.
That's what it is. Give me another good one, man. Who got one? Don't get shy now. Make Jay run for it. Hopefully somebody on this side so he can run over there.
Getting shy. I'm actually in the answer question mood.
I know, and he giving you good answers on the joint too. Anybody got one?
Ask me anything.
Oh, you got another one?
Got another.
Wobble baby, wobble baby, wobble baby.
Yeah.
You know, you set yourself up
You
for
did,
that.
you know? You did it.
Nobody else raised their hand but you know what I mean?
What you got?
You and Kendrick, do you guys have a next project out? Or have you ever thought about making a collab with him?
Oh yeah, we've both thought about it. Like, you know, I've had run-ins with Kendrick, and you know, he's like, "Yo, I got 2 songs for you." I'm like, "Nigga, you know it's done already. Just send it. You gonna get it right back." Right. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, but me, I'm a person like it's all timing with me, so I don't never trip about that stuff because that's inevitable. Look how many people across the world is putting that energy into that idea, including myself and him. You know what I mean? So it's bound to happen. It's just all about the timing. You know what I'm saying? We've never, ever been like in the same studio at once. Actually, we have one time, but you know, he was working on finishing this shit. I ain't want to intrude. Just the type of person I am, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we went our separate ways. It wasn't the time. You know what I mean? So I'm all about that timing. Like with me and Cole, that timing was found. You know what I'm saying? It came, and there's still more of that to come, I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, with that, it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Shit. Whether it's this year, next year, 2 years from now, it's bound to happen. I ain't tripping.
As a fan, I know, I take it back to when you was a fan. You ever like read interviews and stuff, and then the rappers be like, "Yo, y'all should work together," and it gets like a own feat of its own, and we always look forward to it. Like, remember the old CRS album? It was supposed to be like Pharrell and Lupe and stuff like that. And we'd be waiting like 2 years. Like,
yeah.
Y'all ever gonna do that? Then you're gonna get that same question for like the next 3 years.
right. Yo, so like, I remember
interview,
you said Big Vaughn, and you said it would happen in 2 years. It's 3 years now.
It was the Hennessy.
Well, look, just know if 3 years pass, it ain't on me. It ain't on me. I ain't the reason why I am, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So, yeah.
Joey Badass in the spot, getting ready for the big night tonight. Hopefully you got your tickets, and make sure y'all be there. And brother, it's always a pleasure to have you up in here.
Always.
Give it up for Joey Badass one time, y'all.
Always.